Just like you have military intelligence, you have fashion intelligence. You have a group and a set of data that can allow you to make educated decisions on what customers want before they know they actually want it. And that's what we're going to be doing on today's episode. We're going to be focusing on using hard data to be able to make intelligent decisions on how and what types of products and categories of consumers we should be focusing on as sportswear brands in 2025 and 2026 and beyond. And we're only going to be focusing on menswear, sportswear in this episode. Without further ado, what is the opportunity here? Gym attendance globally continues to rise. In emerging markets like China, we're seeing a tremendous growth of new fitness studios opening up and just gym attendance booming in those markets. With that presents significant opportunities for new brands to come into the place and to be able to offer something that legacy brands and existing brands are currently not. And that's what we're going to be discussing on today's episode. In general, your gym-focused essentials have tended to perform much better and have faced much lower sales and discounts than those more niche-focused items. So that's one thing we need to know. What we need to do is we need to identify the areas of products that have performed the best and to look at trends in the emerging markets, different types of activities that we tend to see in the fitness space that are gaining popularity in this day and age, and to blend those two elements together. So what we're going to focus on is three things. Fitness racing as an opportunity here. We'll also look at designing products to be used specifically in and out of the gym, but with more of a gym-focused aesthetic. And then lastly, cross-generational weight training. So this means that weight training is being adopted by the age ranges of 18 to 35. And of course, those are customers that need to be served and marketed to as well. How are we going to do this? Well, that's what we're going to look at. First is look at the data. The key driver of this topic is going to be High Rocks, which is a German-based event where athletes will go to that blend in elements of cycling, running, climbing, rowing to be able to create the all-in-one inclusive race. It's very, very mentally and physically draining, and this actually creates a very niche opportunity. So whether you're a weightlifter or whether you're interested in martial arts, it's a sport that can tie in the different elements of cardio, of weightlifting, of endurance into one competition-focused sport. The risk here, if we approach it, if we go into this opportunity, is that there's a high barrier to entry, but where and at what level does it reach its maximum capacity is unclear. When it comes to how you design, how you merchandise according to this fitness racing trend, you definitely need to look at investing potentially into specific types of footwear that are catering towards this type of race, and blending into that by implementing graphics and other design elements into your product that call attention to those unique subtleties of the niche is going to be a way to go. Also, create apparel that can have cross-performance across different disciplines, making sure that your product is a go anywhere, do anything type of product, blends in perfectly with a race like High Rocks. Also, highlight performance and training attributes as the key selling points of the product. And lastly, think of your market in a sense of, this is the market I want to approach, but design it in a more cross-generational sort of approach. Some really cool case studies of brands that are crushing it in the fitness racing space can be the Build for Athletes, which comes from the UK. They designed a bag that allows users to customize their bag with Velcro patches, be able to sort of commemorate what races they've been in, what positions that they've held. It gives you sort of that military tribal aesthetic, but it brings it to the fitness racing niche and allows you to sort of build up your product as you move along and as you progress through your racing and your competition foundation. Lastly, you have your sort of hybrid Vibro, or we call it the Vivo barefoot running shoes, that are a blend of running shoes and barefoot shoes with their low profile but with enough support to be able to still make them valid for running as well. So that's an idea of combining the elements of both into one hybrid shoe. The next area of opportunity is to design your products for wearing in the gym and out of the gym. As a lot of these sports that we tend to go into have a more community-focused approach. Whereas before, you used to go to the gym, it's a one-on-one experience. Now you're tending to see people look for a community-focused aspect. Our clothing must have a performance-focused aesthetic, but it can also be used for grabbing coffee. This gives you a little bit more of an advantage over a brand that's only focused on one thing and one idea. If you get it right, it can be a tremendous opportunity. In terms terms of buying, designing, and merchandising opportunities for this area, you definitely want to look at including performance attributes to your products and actually protecting them against the outdoor elements. This means moisture wicking fabrics, making sure that your garments have cooling. Lastly, look at designing your products for whether if it's a climbing category for both indoor and outdoor climbing, making sure that both your shorts and your pants have enough stretch in there so that you have coverage for outdoor and you have stretchability and mobility for indoor climbing. Last but not least, the last area of opportunity moving into 2025 and beyond is going to be the cross-generational weight training segment. In general, we've seen a year-on-year growth in terms of gym memberships of members that are plus 40. These are consumers that are actually new to the market and they're not brand loyal or brand sensitive. This presents unique opportunities for you to come in as a brand and to fill in the gaps left by brands like Lululemon. The risk here is now you're actually dissecting your messaging by focusing on a wider range of consumers. You have the advantage of the older demographics, the 40 plus, that actually don't have any preconceived notions of what brands that they should purchase to. When it comes to this approach, what are the key buying, design, and purchasing merchandising decisions you should be making? Number one, embrace what is known as the dominance of core colorways, especially for men. Men tend to like to purchase simple colorways that they can use year round and they don't really have to think about too much. So bringing in those core colorways like your black, your white, your beige, those colors really are cross-generational. Next, you want to perfect your staples range in terms of your products. So focus on your t-shirts, your shorts, your joggers. These are products that are going to be in demand year round and these new cross-generational customers are going to be looking for as they build up their sportswear wardrobe. Also consider building in motivational graphics into your garments to be able to infuse your brand with a little bit of story and to speak to your end customer. We've actually seen tremendous actual responses from those older demographics in the products, in the graphics that are created that speak to them, that help them get motivated to get into the gym and just add a little bit of depth to the brand building story. So just to recap, we want to focus on designing a versatile and sort of cross-functional apparel and activewear. You also want to employ cross-generational products that can appeal to a variety of different ages. And lastly, look at embracing core staples of products and colors to be able to build up 80% of the customer's wardrobe through simple colors and simple silhouettes. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you feel like this data can give you as the edge. If there's something that you disagree with, let me know in the comments below. Also, how would you personally employ some of this information to create a product range of your own? If you want my personal opinion as well, my personal experience on how you could do that, you can check the link in the description. I offer one-on-one consultation calls every single week. Slots are limited, unfortunately, since I don't do this that often. But if you do want to speak, we can hop on a call and I can give you tailored feedback and experience specifically for your brand to help you grow your sales and to help you grow your brand. Guys, I say this from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.